Hello, I'm Taliesin Jaffe. I'm the voice director for Hellsing Ultimate.
Hey, I'm Patrick Seitz, and I did the voice of Luke Valentine.
I'm Josh Phillips. I did the voice of Jan Valentine. I really did.
What happened? Report.
We're under attack! It's an unknown enemy!
What?
All outside communication has been cut off!
Well, that's enough of that. Time to see what you can really do, Alucard.
This message is going out to the Round Table Conference, and a very personal and heartfelt shout out to the Queen Bitch herself, Miss Hellsing! All right! Your ass is currently being kicked by the Valentine brothers!
Okay, so for both of you, describe Hellsing for somebody who would just be hopping in right now. What is Hellsing?
Vampires and blood and high-octane, visceral, edge-of-your-seat entertainment in anime form.
Orgiastic violence.
Nice, nice.
And comedy. It's good stuff.
There really is nothing quite like Hellsing. I mean, how do you feel about all the violence and all the profanity that you're not really called upon about much profanity, but there's quite a bit of violence that you are now kind of connected to.
It's what makes this country great. We do like our violence. Well, after having read the manga where it's in black and white, there are these double-page spreads where it's like, as you know, the pen drawn back and forth, people just getting eviscerated. Getting to see it in color is quite vivid. Quite vivid.
And
Very vivid.
you who get most of the foul language in the show.
Yeah. Well, I kind of had to tone it down for my real life to do this, but
We did actually tone it down a bit.
as far as the violence goes, there's some of the most creative and imagination. The imagination behind the violence, you know, just the eyes popped out and, you know, half of heads being by dental floss, and
I like the torso.
I mean, it's just amazing the level of imagination that they come up with ways for people to die.
You have to know your physics. You have to know your anatomy.
Yeah, you really do.
And you'll know it by the time this volume is over. You'll have a good idea of where
And I think you have to have been wronged by many people, like many times, you know, to have that whole fantasy that goes on in your head when somebody's really wronged you, or you like entertain some of the most beastly things a human being could be capable of. I mean, not me personally.
Yeah, you get it?
Shut up. This stream of drivel pours from your mouth before every job. Can we just this once try for quiet, focused, and cool?
Yeah. I got it. Same old shit. I know.
So you guys came in about 4 or 5 years ago and auditioned for the Valentine brothers the first time around for the first Hellsing run. Talk about that coming into to audition for this cartoon.
I believe it was at your mother's acting class that I did my audition. And I believe I was put on tape doing the Joker, Mark Hamill's Joker.
Totally forgotten, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only like the third or fourth thing I'd worked on, so that was back in the day.
Yeah, it was my, I want to say third show, I guess, around my third show. I know it was like your second show and your third show.
Yeah, it was like my second. I did Genzo first.
From Neon Under 7.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very different.
Very different.
I will say that there were, the two of you were kind of our first thought. Definitely the very first thought when I was reading the manga of, all right, that's easy. That bit of casting's pretty easy. Other than we talked about the Joker because we didn't have scripts yet, and I know we had you read something. We had you read some Batman animated. What else did we do to like prepare? I'm trying to remember to build these characters and make these voices.
I remember you had this great description of what you wanted from me as far as Jan, and I can't remember actually what it was, but I remember it sticking in my head something to the effect of Keanu Reeves, or somebody on PCP, or I don't know.
Reeves on the angel dust.
Yeah, gone mad and just released from Arkham prison or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I can do that.
I don't remember what you told me. I think you basically pulled up the visual of like, here's the character. See him? Get that image? He's suave. It's called acting. You probably didn't say that. But.
I might have implied it because I know you have suave in you. It just doesn't come out very often.
It's deep.
It's very deep.
It's deep. Still waters and all.
You use it often now, though, so I feel like we did you guys a favor, building that out.
Yeah.
What do you think would be different? I mean, 4 years pass, we come back, and these characters are if there's any two characters in Hellsing who are still where they were at the first time, I mean, what really changed for either of you for going through this time?
This time, after seeing the first one, through the whole process of doing the first one, I was kind of in the dark. I was really relying on you. I was just like, okay, if you say this is working, and I remember sometimes the people.
Look where that got us.
People from Jenny on or Pioneer or whatever would come in, and I'd see them there in the booth, and they're like. I'm like, are they okay with this?
They're fine, just keep going.
It's fine, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, I try to put the blinders on, and you see these very nervous guys going, so, there was a lot of unsureness about what was going on. I was really just kind of trusting in you. And then when I heard it was going to come back, I was like, all right, I know what this is about. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to cuss, and I'm going to be really mean, and I'm a real wise ass. And, I just I knew the energy I needed, and I just wanted to kind of top what was done last time after seeing it. I just thought. And then when we came in and we saw the new dialogue and the new animation, and I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really, really fun.
Look, there's a look that you can get from the Japanese when you're doing well, which is kind of this.
This very solid.
Oh no!
Look.
And you're like, no, that's really good. Just keep going.
Right. I mistake their humble awe for complete and utter disappointment.
That's a pensive power.
It was harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought, going back, character I've already done. I've done a lot of stuff since then. I'll be shooting fish in a barrel. And I got there that day, and I was like, Taliesin, what am I doing? How do I act? Who am I? Why am I here? Why'd you hire me here? It wasn't my finest hour, but we got there.
We did get there.
It was
a slow start.
Thank you for being patient.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much of a choice.
Screw you then.
So I've also got to say, this is the first time we've had the both of you in the same room at the same time since the 4 or 5 years ago, where we briefly did
the weather report.
We did the weather report, and we did that little walk to the Hellsing Manor that first time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right, where I'm babbling on incessantly.
I thought I was gonna have to fight him with a sword.
You thought,
Yeah.
There'll be no sword fighting here, buddy. I don't play like that.
I can't believe we just went there. That's terrible. Thank you for bringing
took me there. I
was
feel
hoping.
dirty. I was thinking of Highlander. I wasn't.
There can be only one.
That's just fine. It's what the show is all about: is sex and violence and
sex.
and sex. And
Well, there is when Alucard gets all spurned and angry when I'm not as badass of a vampire as he thinks I am. It's that very, I can't believe I liked you. Now you must die. So I've been there.
Yeah, you did get to. I mean, as deaths go, those are two of the better deaths. Also, if you have any comment on the way you went out and how we finally took care of the two of you, took care.
Going out in a ball of flames is, what more could you ask for? That's better than a good old-fashioned heroin rock and roll suicide.
And they explained it better this time, I thought, too. You're not like, peace, bitches, I'm out.
Yeah,
like
right,
in the first
right.
one, you're like, here's why.
Here's why. And I thought that was actually, a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Because having Jan just have this sort of kind of like a internal self-destruct mechanism. He's like, you got me, bye. I thought it was better that somebody triggered that from.
Yeah.
From
first time it was just
beyond.
contrary.
Yeah.
Screw you, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
I still get my legs blown off and eaten by his demon hand.
Boy, you go though.
Well, it's hard pacing because okay, I got my leg blown off and that hurts, but I can only hurt this much because we got to get somewhere to go with the rest of it.
So we're not done yet.
It sounds like you got your leg blown off, but leave yourself somewhere to build. I'm like, okay, sure.
And then the other leg.
It's fun though. He bleeds. I like it when Alucard's holding a leg and going, come on, bitch, get up, hurry. And it just explodes. It's like,
you got to think about that. That's a lot of pressure. And you both lose arms also. Which I
lose my right arm, luckily, because this is my
other arm.
Yeah.
We're allowed to be dirty. It's okay.
I didn't say anything dirty.
No,
That
you didn't
was in
say
your mind.
you didn't say a thing, and my mind is a cesspool. As anybody who's seen this, although I did have to bring in a pitch hitter for some of the most foul language. I had to call up one of my friends who was the most foul human being I could think of, a man named Mike McFarlane, who
Foul.
just foul, just a mind like the darkest sewers of Czechoslovakia. It's just
I gotta meet this guy.
See, that's how I direct. If anyone wanted to know, that's the sound of me directing.
Yeah.
And you know what
That's
he
what I was
means.
trying to explain earlier.
Right now you're sitting there like, yeah.
Ooh, Czechoslovakian sewer. Yeah, no, I've been there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to give you guys stuff to do, and I'm sitting here writing for two actors that I love and love to work with, and I know what you guys are going to bring to it, and yet still I get surprised by things, which is even better. But.
Well, cool. It was a lot of fun for me, and I love working with you, man. Anytime you want to get together and give me like crazy motivations that involve,
Figure out a way to bring it back. Only a little bit.
Hellsing 3, Jan lives.
So I think also just because it's fun to watch you guys do the voice, I think each of you should say something in your character voice, really quickly. I know, there's no energy. Bring the find
Just
the
start
energy.
dropping the F-bomb, dude.
God, after seeing that thing, I want to do like a whole verse of like a Jay-Z song and I don't know what to say.
Like Keith Richards, what was that? Yeah, I guess
So you know what I mean?
We filter that a lot, and it comes out as
there's a button.
There's a
Just
button
pull
we
down
hit.
the button. I always tell that engine to
Where
hold down
is
the
Jan?
don't
There's
suck
Jan. Is that Jan? Yeah. He's kind of I'm bringing him in there.
I swear it always comes out right.
Fuck you, motherfuckers.
See, that's all it takes.
Fuck you, you motherfucking fuck.
I feel the love now.
You should.
I couldn't come up with anything more witty to say than that.
I guess I'd just sort of be talking like this about you're so bad, and I'm cool, and you're cool, and I want to be you. Sort of. I do. Was that close?
I can give you a sample of me directing. Let's try that again without and with acting. One more acting if you can give me more acting.
Oh, not the first time I've heard that from Taliesin, nor will it be the last.
So how is it working with me again as a director also? Like compared to, I know you've worked with a few other people, and you've worked with Stephanie and Jonathan.
It's a dream because
I'll bask.
just lay it on.
He's about to crawl under the table here.
A cask of Amontillado of steam. Just because, like that day when I went, I'm like, how do I act, Taliesin? You know how to get people where they need to be, and you know how to get out of them what you need to get out of them, and you know what's in there. So if I go, I don't think I can act today. I've completely forgotten how to act. You don't let that stop you from telling me how to act. And also, let me call you up with like directing questions, like, Taliesin, how do I make kids do this? And you're like, oh, you do that. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So you're kind of like directing Yoda.
Thank you. That's awful. Wait, I think that was nice.
That was meant as a compliment. It was meant as a
It's kind
compliment.
of small and green also. I'm a little green at the moment.
A little bit. It ain't easy.
He's a bit more agile than you, but otherwise, same thing.
I lumber. Yeah. I don't have the move.
You get there.
I don't know. Yeah, and
I've worked with Crispin on a few things. Jonathan's directed me. You've directed me. Yoko. No, I always have fun doing this stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's basically like, Josh, be a wild man and be loud and obnoxious and crazy. I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. Usually I'm being told not to do that, so it's nice to get in there and because Taliesin's just like he likes to give directions like, pretend that you're choking your last girlfriend who you really couldn't stand while spitting in her face. That's the tone I want for this. So, okay, yeah, I can do that.
promise we wouldn't talk about that. Oh God! See that totally throws me now. I do say things like that. Oh my
You do
God.
it.
It works, but yeah.
I actually wish we could someday record the things you actually tell me to give me motivation for the lines, because sometimes they're actually
Slap her again.
Yeah,
Slap her again.
That would be great for the DVD. Yeah, slap her again.
What?
Yo, Luke, what up? Can you hear me now?
No. Nope. I kind of inflect my voice a little bit. I think just enough to where the normal character of my voice doesn't really, it's not that recognizable, even people that know me when they're here, they're like, that's you? I'm like, yeah. I did get one fan on MySpace though. Shout out to Raging Shadow, yo. Yeah, no, he wrote me and he's like, are you the Josh Phillips that played Jan Valentine on Hellsing? And for a minute, I thought somebody was messing with me. I didn't quite know how to write back. I didn't want to be too like, yeah, that's me. And they'd be like, ha ha ha, he thinks he's so cool. But so I wrote back a very subtle little reference to the first one. Dude, what a mind fuck. And I'm sorry, I cursed. Is that all right?
I think we'll get a little bleep maybe.
Yeah, okay. But no, he's a really big fan of anime. He knew about Technolize. He's this kid from New York.
Happy anytime anybody's seen Technology.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I've heard from you guys that like a lot of people like it's a really popular character, and that if I were to show up at a convention or something, I might possibly even get mobbed. But
We got to get you out.
In the good way.
but otherwise, I'm completely in the dark. You know, I mean, I'm out of the loop here. I'm just
You're out of your league, Donnie. For a while, actually for a long time, people would be like, oh, what have you been in? Like, I'll be at a con, what you been in? I'll list stuff off like, Hellsing? So it was nice to have that
a good screaming
orienting point. You like that? Or sometimes they'll like, you were one of the Valentine brothers? Were you the one that swears a lot? No, I was the other one. Oh. Well, that's cool too.
dig the Barry White voice, man.
I wish.
Good evening, Alucard. I have something very special I was hoping to show you.
Oh, what is this?
Anderson. Kooky
Really?
and crazy, yeah. I'm not saying I'm right, because you're like, about that, no. But yeah.
It wasn't the answer I was expecting. Well, I mean, you know, why out of curiosity? Since you...
Because he's unhinged. I get to bring a different energy to it, because Luke is so like, I'm suave, here I am, I'm going to beat you, and blah, blah, blah. So it'd be fun to be more of that, I'm going to kill you, you're a vampire, you're a beast of evil, sort of thing, you know, take it a different direction. Or I suppose maybe Alucard, you know, there's nothing else to do, give that a shot, the evil.
Do your Alucard, actually. He does a great Crispin.
Were we going to bring him into voice match for me? Wasn't that the idea?
Oh, does Walter Dolnays, the Angel of Death, ride again?
Come on. What are you two talking about?
You'll see soon enough.
I'm particularly fond of Walter, you know, especially when I found out he was a butler.
That's right. We finally said,
You know, just the guy we have serving us drinks, he's actually the baddest of us all. We only bust him out on really special occasions. Otherwise, just ask him for a rum and coke.
rum and coke and quick garroting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how that would have sounded, but yeah, he's definitely he's
Yeah, I just don't really have the voice
It's
for
kind of
Walter.
tough because we cast you, and I was like, we kind
Walter.
of looked at that, but went, no.
That's how we can do it.
I recommend
Pissing
yourself,
Praying
followed
to your
by a course of praying to your impotent God.
And we'll talk. We'll call.
You have.
I'll put you on the old British list. You get to go on the kooky list. And
Hey, what the hell is that?
Me and you, right before the session started, sitting across the table from each other like this. So you ready? No, me neither.
It was an afternoon session, wasn't it?
Taliesin, I'm really, really sorry, but I stayed up all night last night. I had this thing going today, but the hookers.
we were a little tired the first day 4 years ago. We had both kind of. I take a lot of the embodiment of whatever show I'm working on and kind of like attempt to harness it. And the first one was very punk rock, so there was a lot of
punk rock going on.
I'm up. Where's the whiskey? What are we doing? All right. What the hell is this? All right. Yeah. So
You're sort of like that character in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? You know, the one that walks and they look at the image and they throw the rocks at him?
yes, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's you in the anime.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll throw things occasionally and just go, yeah.
I think for me, there was probably, I probably did a lot of really bad screaming, because I think up until then I haven't had to work on anything where I died or got legs blown off or devoured. So I think that was probably my first foray into anime death, which has now sort of become a prerequisite for my characters. But yeah, so I imagine.
So you lived through everything else, through Nanako and.
Yeah, I get away. I'm like, I got the disc, bitches.
I can't believe you can remember that still. That's so
It's my
terrifying.
first one. I'm always going to remember that show. no idea what I was doing. I'm like, wait, I talk after the beeps? Okay.
I talk after the beeps. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, mostly for us, it was just kind of that, oh, God, we have to do this today, don't we? Oh,
Boy, this came up fast.
oh God. I knew I had to do something today. I didn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a rough first day, and then
Yeah,
like
we had
the
a rough
second, we're
first
like,
day.
okay, we're just going to
You were
ignore
taking
it.
a lot of heat from the men upstairs, the powers that be.
Less than you thought.
Yeah.
It's always less than you thought. You get nervous in there.
Yeah.
They were mostly like, are you sure he's going to be okay? I'm like, yeah, he's going to be fine. He just needs crack or something. I don't know. I'll find something.
Crack break.
So we just took the coffee. That was also, I had a serious coffee issue through Hellsing, so we had the pots of coffee just going all the time.
Flowing at all times. I pretty much quit coffee after that.
Yeah, I had to too. I started working on another show, nearly killed myself.
Yeah, no, it got going the rest of the week though. It was just that first day. It was
That first day was
just
a little
rough.
Especially coming off of Nia, where you were so sedate and all you were required to do was sit and...
all I had to do was talk like this. Like any inflection was way too much, except for the part where after we'd gotten back from the herbal
herbal steam
places.
bath. Speaking of bizarre shows,
We got back from the head shop.
Yeah, pretty much.
it was a very special episode of Nia Under 7.
Today on the very special.
It was a very special Hellsing. Alucard learns a valuable lesson. But yeah, mostly, I mean, like, I don't know, we had, this time was pretty smooth. It just sort of went, other than rewriting everything on the fly.
It was pretty smooth. It just the only thing that wasn't smooth was that the one line where I think the very ending of when he's laying out the plan to Walter and he says, "And the vampire,
exposition,
and your pet vampire, and the and we tried 4 or 5 different lines, and I said each one of them like 25 times a piece, and it really got to the point, like I said earlier, like where it was like
I'm just guessing.
Well, it was like it was like Taliesin like giving me reads, and it's like
That's when you know it's over.
Yeah, and it's like that's when you know it's over. And it was like pig vomit trying to teach Howard Stern how to do WNBC. It's like, no, it's WNBC, WNBC, no, WNBC, WNBC.
Finally just went, fine, we're leaving it for last.
Yeah.
I give up.
Yeah.
We're going to go cut to the death scene.
Yeah.
Let's just set you on fire for a while, then I'll feel better. So it worked.
It certainly did.
And then we went back with you this time also, because we started.
Yeah, and I don't know what was up with me. I felt that, and Jonathan was there too. I'm like, hi, I'm being a horrible actor in front of everybody. Yeah, I just couldn't hook it. But in my own defense, well, my own meager, feeble defense, I remember that line giving me trouble back in the day too. But I had an excuse back then. This time not.
What was your
so
excuse
much.
back then? I don't remember.
I didn't know up from down in this business. I only worked on like 3 things. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'd never been a vampire at that point before. Good times. But once we got it, once we got to that one speech, I was like, oh yeah, that's the character. How about that? And then we went back.
I was very happy. So, there's my foil. I needed something for Crispin to play against. And there it was. And that's good, because Crispin needs something to play. He needs to know where he can go.
And it was fun. I mean, when I saw the mix, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I found that was my first time seeing it all together too today.
Did you feel better?
I did. I watched it and was, wow, this is pretty funny. And it's really obscene. This is viciously obscene.
It's everything I've ever wanted.
It's like I lose like 9 heaven points for this. I'm like, I'm going even further into the pits of hell. Well, I guess that kind of covers it for this time. This was our last volume where we knew where we were going and had a map laid out. From here on in. It's brand new territory with brand new characters, and we have to make more decisions about accents. So with that, I leave you all for this DVD. This has been Taliesin Jaffe, the voice director and Hellsing Monkey. So.
Patrick Seitz. I did Luke. Now I'm dead.
Josh Phillips. I did Yawn, and that's it.
Yeah.
But and this is the other thing. It was having the two of you together is really nails down what is important about the Valentine brothers and what
Family?
makes them work. It's family.
Togetherness and killing people.
Sharing. You should be an anime.
Why have I never seen you during the day?
That's actually a very good point. I don't really come out. I have to keep the pasty complexion.
You wear it well.
Thank you. Well.